All right, welcome back. Now, I recently had a situation go down in my family. It threw off my schedule. And then I sort of segued into these topics, and I got to get them off my chest before I can move forward with my other content. Now, there has been an explosion of coons, black male coons. This it seems to be the thing for black men to do. It's like a niche that has been carved out for them and made available to them by the internet. Okay. Also, you check a lot of these content creators when they first started out, like the Hodge twins, for example. They wasn't on this light skinned redneck conservative stuff. They was talking about working out, weightlifting, bodybuilding, and that's all they were pretty much talking about. Now they're a bunch of hillbillies, a couple hillbillies. Anton Daniels, full fledged coonery. He is nothing but a mouthpiece for white conservative racists. Same with Charleston White, but he's also seemed like he's sort of a also a liberal type of coon as well. What is with these black male coons? I'm saying, like, when I was coming up, they were not this many black male coons, off code coons, and it's like they're flocking to these. Charleston White has been making the rounds. As soon as something like what recently happened with Carmelo Anthony, when something like that happens, these racist white media outlets bend over backwards to get ignorant ass Charleston White on their show. And they love to get ignorant, extremely ignorant black men. If they're going to get black men, they're either going to be a boot looking, tap dancing, Sambo, white butt kissing Uncle Tom, or he's going to be an extremely ignorant degenerate. The whole point is to get a black male that's obviously subordinate and inferior, either intellectually inferior or morally inferior to them. It's just an insecurity with white racists. They always want the black people that they accept around them, they want them to be in some way obviously inferior. They're always at war and in combat and in competition with black people, with black men. They don't compete with black women like this. Now, listen to Charleston White, and I'm gonna use some of the content from Red Supreme. Although it gets difficult to stomach the N bomb being dropped repeatedly, but from what I've seen, it's usually the grassroots people from the streets who have the best understanding of what's going on in the world for whatever strange reason.
But do you think that he had some sort of predisposition to wanting to murder? Or is that what you're saying? Is that
No.
Now he's talking about the Carmelo Anthony incident. I've had a couple people ask me to speak on that. Obviously, I believe you keep your hands to yourself. I don't care if somebody's sitting in a place you don't want them to. I don't care if it's a member of the opposing team coming to sit on your bench, whatever. It's not your job. It's not your place to go around putting your hands on people. But let's continue.
Uh, children don't wake up to kill because they don't have the brain capacity, the brain development to say, I want somebody dead. Children are impulsive.
Yep.
This was a tragic incident where a kid who don't have emotional intelligence acted impulsively because he comes from a culture that promotes, propagates violence. Every day, all day, kill, kill, die, nigga, shoot, kill, kill.
No, coon, tap dancing, Sambo, Negro, Charleston White, no. You're talking about a portion of Black America. Don't sit there and tell me that you believe that every single Black person in this country listens to that music. I will slap your eyes straight, Charleston. Sit there and tell me that you believe every Black American in this country listens to that. Let's just say drill music. That's pretty much what you're talking about. Do you really believe that, you ignorant fool? You don't believe that. There are YouTube numbers. The YouTube numbers on that type of music don't even reflect that this is standard Black culture. So stop doing that. You act like other groups of people don't have degeneracy in the same with Anton Daniels. I can't believe there are Black men out here who behave like these two and the other Black male coons. It's like your testosterone, I thought, would have taken over. But let's continue.
You can't take this in and you lack training. You lack morals.
Training? What is he talking about? Okay, he's tweaking out over here. He's breathing hard. Listen to him. Morals, the value. They reach out to Black men who can hardly put together a complete sentence. He can't even get his thoughts straight.
So you're saying that?
Children don't wake up to kill because they don't.
He asked, "Do you think this was premeditated? You think that this the Black guy came there or planned it?"
Have the brain capacity, the brain development to say, I want somebody dead. Children.
And that's a lie. People his age, weren't they in high school? Yeah, they do have the brain capacity to do that, to think like that. What are you talking about? Okay? This dude just talking crazy.
Children are impulsive.
Yeah.
This was a tragic incident where a kid who don't have emotional intelligence acted impulsively because he comes from a culture that promotes, propagates violence.
Okay. Now, this guy, Charleston White, is like the face of going against this music, like drill music and kill a nigga music, right? He was going after Vaughn. He's going after several rappers who put out this kind of music. And like I said before, yes, it's degenerate. It's evil as all get up. The lyrics is all I'm talking about. I'm talking about the lyrics. It's degenerate. It's violent. Yes. However, that music does not have and has not produced a disproportionately violent group of people. That's just what it is. Black Americans make up about half, like 48% of all gang members in this country. Around 43% of homicides are committed by non-blacks in this country. The statistic I shared said white Americans commit about 43% of the homicides in this country. And don't tell me that Hollywood, white content, white entertainment does not also glorify and promote violence? Yes, it does. It most certainly does. But when it comes to Black Americans are some of the least violent group of people in the world. In pretty much whatever direction you want to go in, east, west, south, you're going to run into other countries that have groups that are far more violent than Black Americans. Anton Daniels, Charleston White, stop with the coonery. Stop talking as if Black Americans are disproportionately violent. The fact is we're not. We're being outdone on a notable level, at a notable scale. Okay? They have a huge lead on us. And when I say they, I'm talking about non-Black Americans. Most of them is in Mexico, South America. But these are cities where criminality is life. Straight up life. So, listen, if you want to talk about how bad this is, go ahead. But you better talk about these other countries too. And you better have more lectures for these other groups than you have for us. Now, question, do you ever hear Anton Daniels or Charleston White talking about how degenerate these other groups are? The way they talk about how degenerate Black Americans are. Do they? Do they ever have any smoke or criticism for non-Blacks at all? Of course not. That's coonery. You're tap dancing. You shoe shining. You buck dancing. Both of you. Just understand that. Y'all's rhetoric lacks smoke for other groups. You only got smoke for Black Americans.
Mm-hmm. Every day, all day, kill, die, nigga, shoot, kill.
And okay, Charleston, now that since you want to point that out, you may as well also point out that we're pretty much the only group on this planet with a music genre like that. Even though they listen to it, these other people, they listen to our music. But we're the only group with a music genre like that. And guess what? It had to be created by outsiders. That type of music you're talking about did not originate in Black America. So now what? Do you have any smoke for the people who created it, the Letter Boys? You have anything to say at all? Especially looking at their position, seeing that they govern and control society. They control the means by which to brainwash the masses. Do you have any criticism whatsoever for them? How about the record labels who put all the real support? That's real support. See, if you want to support me, there's a big difference between supporting me by words of encouragement and supporting me by giving me money. I prefer the latter. Okay, you really gonna have my attention when you start pumping millions of dollars in my bank account. That's gonna be more significant support. That's how you should look at these record labels. They have supported this music that you're always talking about far more heavily than anyone else, even the consumers. But of course, because y'all coons and you're cooning, you tap dancing, you samboing, you're not going to point that out at all.
You can't take this in and you lack training. You lack morals. You have to have a foundation of.
You can tell this nigga is putting on an act, man.
Okay. Let's fast forward a little bit to your boy Anton Daniels. What is up? I think now Anton Daniels was invited to Fox News. Fox News. And I'm dealing with this because this is dangerous. Anton Daniels, Charleston White, you embolden white psychopaths, white supremacists. You give fuel to these people, and you make it more likely that they act out harm against black people. That's ultimately what y'all's rhetoric does. That's what it does. It helps to remove guilt from them. Hey, a black person is saying the same things that we're saying. I don't understand how black men, any black men, I don't care if you're a tether or not, no men should be this spineless.
You house Negro, Steven from Django.
Now, listen, I like Red Supreme. I don't like his use of the N-bomb, but aside from that, I like his spirit. He's balanced. Okay? I like balance. There's too many one-sided people in the world. We always been against one-sidedness. Right? Ain't that what the Ma is all about? Balance. Red got balance. Anton is a full-fledged coon. Like, there's no balance at all. It's just all, white blackface. It's all black. It's just a blackface show, basically. Because he never criticizes white America. Collectively, are you telling me there's nothing about white America to criticize? You, Charleston White, you always get up here and talk about these dysfunctional behaviors that exist in black America. Fine. Seeing that we share this country with white Americans, I would expect y'all to equally touch on the dysfunctions that's rampant among white America. You know why y'all don't do that? Because you're coons. You're cooning. This is real coonery right here.
Collectively, not individually, but collectively, we are a cursed people when it comes to
Wait.
We are a cursed people.
And let's go.
Cursed ourselves. We are a cursed people. Collectively, not individually, but collectively, we are a cursed people when it comes to having conversations about race. Everything becomes a race issue. Police deal with this guy, it's race. Somebody deny you for a job.
See, that's a white talking point. That blacks make everything about race. When the truth is that these whites that you're defending try to pretend like it's impossible for race to have anything to do with things. That's the truth of the matter. The group that you're defending, they want to project this idea and put it into people's heads that it's never about race. And again, I ask, where's your criticism for the other side? Yes, at times, some black people will jump to conclusions unjustifiably. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're spot on. Sometimes they're accurate. But do you give black people credit for that? For when we are on point? When we are within our rights and it actually makes sense? Let's continue.
They didn't like me because I was black. It's my hair. Cultural appropriation. She got cornrows, cultural appropriation.
Okay.
That didn't even come.
Do you really think that there are no black people who, let's say, apply for a job like the example you gave, don't get the position, and they go on about the next job application and never assume that it has to do with race? Are you telling me that doesn't happen? This is how racists think. It's always extreme. They go to the extreme. There are more black people who don't make things about race than there are that do. And what y'all do is jump on those moments when they jump to conclusions and project this idea that we all do it all the time. The mentality of racists is really cartoonish. And they paint these impossible scenarios.
Come from y'all, but we made it popular. Somebody get hot when it comes to music. Oh, they must be an industry plant. They taking over our stuff, so we need to gatekeep and keep it for ourselves. Somebody go looking for trouble. Go sit in some.
That don't even make no sense. You got a problem with black people assuming that a certain artist is a plant? Huh? That's supposed to be some type of dysfunction among black people? What are you talking about?
Collectively, not individually.
Wait a minute.
This is about race. Everything becomes a race issue. Oh, they didn't like me because I was black. It's my hair. Cultural appropriation. She got cornrows. Cultural appropriation. That didn't even come from y'all, but we made it popular. Somebody get hot when it comes to music. Oh, they must be an industry plant. They taking over our stuff, so we need to.
They're taking over our stuff. So you saying a non-black American bending over backwards just to find something to complain about with black Americans? That's so coonish. It's like you have to be control opposition. That's why they called you on the Fox News. And look, yeah, that's why they called you on the Fox News. Slipping you a little bag under the table. Yeah, keep cooning. Keep cooning. We'll call you back.
Keep it for ourselves. Somebody go looking
And
for.
what's wrong? Again, like Red pointed out, what's wrong with us gatekeeping hip hop and rap? If record labels are putting plants out here, which they do, many of these artists are plants. You don't think the smart thing for us to do is to push back against them, call them out, and instead draw attention to the authentic artists? What are you talking about? How is that some type of criticism against black Americans? See, these dudes be crashing out with the coonery. Coonery crash out. Where stuff don't even make sense.
For trouble, go sit in somebody else's stands. They're not even supposed to be there. They bring a
Nah,
knife.
you hear this?
For
Look.
trouble, go for ourselves. Somebody go looking for trouble. Go sit in somebody else's stands. They're not even supposed to be there. They bring a knife, premeditated. Oh man, he was just defending himself.
No. That's crashing out. Anton is crashing out with that. People do that type of stuff all the time. So what? He went and sat in the other team's tent, under their tent. From what I hear, he got permission. Let's say he was looking for trouble. You don't put your hands on nobody. You open the door for something to happen to you when you go putting your hands on people. I've had to call security more than once. They were not paying this guy to be security. Like, what are you talking about? Don't put your hands on people. Especially, I mean, this guy, this Carmelo guy, From what I hear, it's like 140, 130, 40 pounds. A little dude. And the other two white boys were like 220, 230. Linebackers, right? They played the line. Some dudes like that put their hands on you. You got the right to defend yourself. I don't see no other way of looking at that. So Anton, to co-sign that, you crashing out. How you gonna say that's not self-defense?
Make sure that we go ahead and hit that GoFundMe. Getting so distracted. Went from lying down.
See, this is how stupid people are. You got a lot of people on the internet who pretend to be intelligent.
What's wrong with, see, question. Red Supreme asked this question too. Have you ever heard Anton Daniels criticize white America for raising funds for these Daniel Pennies and these other race soldiers? Because they've raised money more than once for these men, these killers. No, you don't hear Anton being critical of these people. So this is a unfortunate dynamic in Black America. The emergence of Black people. Anton, I think, is Haitian. These foreigners and the domestic. I think Charleston White is a domestic coon. Hodge twins, I think, have FBA lineage, if I'm not mistaken. Here in America, Black Americans, we have our coon sector. And they seem to have powered up. They've powered up. They're more bold today with their coonery. And flat out, if you got double standards, if you co-sign with double standards, you're cooning. It's real easy to determine who's the coons. Y'all hear me being critical of Black America and white America. Tell me I don't. Tell me I don't. I give credit where it's due, no matter if it's with white America or Black America. I criticize the things that's the dysfunctional behaviors prevalent in white America and Black America. Anybody who's only focusing on one group, you're cooning. A lot of people look at Tariq as one-sided. He's really not. He just really doesn't get credit when he is critical of Black America. He really don't get that much credit when he's critical of Black America. Because people get into, when he starts talking about the Majara spirit and all this kind of stuff. I will say that Tariq bites his tongue to a significant degree when it comes to being critical of Black women. Most definitely. But he at least calls out the coonery, the bed wenching. He will at least address that. Anton Daniels is not a good coon because there's no balance. None whatsoever. He does not give credit to Black Americans. If it makes us look good, if it compliments us, he just won't mention it at all. That's when you know you're dealing with a coon. Same with Charleston White. I really don't understand these dudes, man. For them to be able to thrive here on YouTube is scary. Now, there was another video that recently circulated. A shout out to somebody in the comment section who also shared this news report with me. This was uploaded a week ago. And apparently they found some new chemicals, new cancer-causing chemicals in these hair weaves. I thought they already found some, or I thought that was old news. I thought it was old news that these things can cause cancer. But apparently they found other cancer-causing chemicals. Why would there be cancer-causing chemicals in hair? Think about that. Think about that first. You don't need chemicals. Hair don't need no chemicals really at all. Just put some oil or something on it. Why would there be metals and stuff like that? It would have to be put in there. Now, I'm not going to play this whole thing. Just the important part. And I'm going to chime in.
They are a product worn by millions of women right across Africa, sold around the world from Lagos to Nairobi and Johannesburg to right here in Berlin. I'm talking about braids and synthetic hair extensions, but just how safe are they? Well, a recent study from the U.S. is the latest to raise concerns, claiming to have detected cancer-causing agents in 100% of the products tested.
100%? Really?
Including in brands widely available across Africa. South Africa's National Consumer Protection Agency has now told DW News Africa that it plans to carry out its own testing on products sold there. We'll hear from them shortly, but first, more details on that U.S. investigation.
Imagine
Okay, now listen to this.
having natural hair that is constantly judged. As a black woman myself, I know a thing or two about the struggle.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop with y'all not being judged. Y'all natural hair is not being attacked. It is not under attack. I don't care what y'all say. That talking point, it needs to die.
Investigation.
Let me slow it down. I don't want that to go over nobody's head.
Imagine having natural hair that is constantly judged. As a black woman myself,
Stop it. Judged by who? Judged by who? Black women are always telling us how much white people love their natural hair. Black men, like I pointed out several times, are natural. So they know what natural black Americans, they know what our natural hair look like. They see it on us, black men, all the time. Y'all not under attack. Now, this is crazy because as these weaves, as the reputation of these weaves gets worse and worse, these excuses get worse and worse. No. This ain't the 1950s. Y'all need to stop.
I know a thing or two about the struggles that black women face. Maintaining an afro is a difficult task, and so
Did you hear that? Who said you need to wear an afro? Whenever we talk about black women going natural, why do people always assume that we're suggesting they wear an afro? There's several hairstyles to choose from. I don't know. It seems like that's the first thing that comes to mind because people don't spend much time thinking about it. You never thought about it. You never reflected on it. Or you never thought about it. Because you can just do a quick Google search. You can find several hairstyles, natural hairstyles. But this is scary.
many women resort to going for braids. But synthetic hair is generally woven into braids to make them longer, fuller, and more stable. And that, as it turns out, could pose a problem. Consumer Reports is a US-based nonprofit that works to inform consumers about the quality and authenticity of goods and services sold in the country, and it recently uncovered a potential danger to black women in America. The organization tested 10 popular brands of synthetic hair products and found they contained heavy metals and volatile organic compounds.
We found a number of the samples had cadmium, but at low levels. But 9 out of the 10 products had lead, and the lead was at a concentration that concerned us.
Consumer Reports also found benzene, an aggressive chemical that is regulated in the United States because it's been closely linked to cancer. But how exactly do these chemicals enter the body?
One is oral. So between you're handling it, it's brittle, it's on your hands, you touch your mouth, you eat your meals, etc. That's one. Another one is called dermal or transdermal, where the hair is laying on the skin and heat, humidity, etc. can cause, for instance, lead to migrate from that product into your skin.
What? Now, if a man refuses to date a woman who wears this stuff, do you think that you can criticize that man? Can you criticize that man at all if he says there's no way? And this is just one reason. So when y'all have these discussions about why so many black women are single, I want to hear y'all point stuff like this out. I heard a discussion recently again too, where this black woman literally said, and I've always believed this, but she literally said there's nothing wrong with black women at all. Black men have all the options we could ever dream of. And there's nothing, to dislike about black women. 100% of these available single black women are good black women. Just, ready and waiting to pair up with the right man. Do you know how next level delusional that is? There's this problem, refusal to deal with reality. And when you deal with that, you're always dealing with a person who needs therapy. Those types of people always need therapy. But what's the source? What's the source of this problem? Self-hatred. Self-hatred gives birth to coonery, to the Charleston Whites. When you look at a lot of these Sambos too, a lot of them either had a father like themselves, or coonish and Samboish, or didn't have a father at all. And they got this diva type of coonery. Do y'all know? Did y'all see Charleston White out? He was, I think, hunting or hiking with these white people. Had like a Confederate flag bandana on. He's clearly a plant. Now, everybody knows he's worked with the Letter Boys already. That's what blows my mind. He's already been outed as an agent. Yet he still, is out here doing his thing. Craziest thing in the world. So you can see how this mental illness, it causes many problems. When the mothers are not well in the head, it's going to cause a lot of problems for the nation, for both the males and the females. And, insecurity, extreme insecurity, like overboard, low self-esteem, having an inferiority complex. That's the most damaging mentality for mothers to have. It will produce the most damage to the nation, to their offspring. The worst mental condition for them to be in is to deal with insecurities, have an inferiority complex, self-hatred. This is what it is. That's the root of these problems. Now, there was another video that surfaced here recently that's kind of hard to talk about. I'm sure most of you have heard and seen this video.
This lady says she had...
From this lady right here, who got a BBL. And she said the BBL stunk. That her sit-down air stunk. Sit-down air. Which is... that's a strange way to describe it. Basically, your butt stunk. Your behind stunk. It's just easier to smell when you sat down because your butt is moving the air, right? Don't y'all think that this is that'll play a role in why you might be single if y'all running around with BBLs? Because this is going around, you know, this is making the rounds, and trust me, men are turned off.
Carrier freshener and perfumes around. So many women are upset with her for...
Listen, it's a little AI voice.
So in part one, I was telling y'all how my sit-down air was stinking real bad. And it got to the point to where I had to carry around a bottle of air freshener or a bottle of perfume. Because when I would use public restrooms, it would stink so bad and the smell would linger. It was like an embarrassment. I didn't want to come out the bathroom with it smelling like that and someone else was waiting at the door. When I say that BBL really ruined my life, I even lost my boyfriend behind it. He was telling me the whole time, like, you're stinking real bad down there and I can't stomach it. First I'm in denial, like, no, you're hating, you're mad, I got a BBL.
Oh, Lord. She got green contacts. Don't believe those are natural eyes. You got green contacts in. Who you get that from? Where you get that from? That's Becky. Well, you cannot make this up. You almost have to slow walk this.
It was the truth. It got to the point to where
she had an infection, from what it sounds like. If you do your research, this is from bacteria. Probably had leakage, but there was bacteria. There was an infection. And oh man, brace yourself.
it got to the point to where I would be washing my laundry, weekly, like I've been doing before I got the BBL. When I would get my laundry out of the dryer, it would still smell like that raw eating flesh. I really was like, so this one day, me and my boyfriend, we getting ready, to do part 3.
Man, her boyfriend. I think I skipped that part. Her boyfriend told her about it.
Still smell like that raw eating flesh. I really went to the point to where I would be washing my laundry.
Wait.
My boyfriend behind it, he was telling me the whole time, like, you're stinking real bad down there and I can't stomach it.
What? I don't even want to know what that smelled like. It almost sounded like it smelled like a corpse. You smelled like a corpse. She said a dumpster. Nah. Because it's decomposition. You had rotting flesh.
First, I'm in denial, like, no, you're hating, you're mad, I got a BBL. It was the truth. It got to the point to where I would be washing my laundry, weekly, like I've been doing before I got the BBL. When I would get my laundry out of the dryer, it would still smell like that raw eating flesh. I really was like, so this one day, me and my boyfriend, we getting ready, to do part 3 on how I got my BBL surgically removed because my sit down one was stinking real bad. So I deleted part 1 because there were so many people in the comments talking shit how y'all are doing now. So I deleted part 1 and I made part 2 because
No. They were just saying that that's nasty. It is nasty. Trying to be around no woman. She stinks. She's smelling like rotten fecal matter. What are you talking about? Do y'all know how much of a turnoff this is? Ring the alarm. Ring the alarm. Y'all were already in the dumps. Things were already worse than they had ever been. Now this. Like I said, y'all need a whole natural movement. What make y'all think men like this? Don't no man want no woman with no BBL. I said before, I don't even want to touch a butt if it's not real. I wouldn't even want to touch a woman's butt if it ain't real. I don't care if it's your own body fat that's been taken from some other part of your body and put into your butt. I don't care. That's nasty. I'm feeling something that's unnatural. It's not a natural behind. That's what makes women appreciate it. Y'all don't even understand what makes you attractive. Same goes with breasts and those stupid implants. Okay, you got small breasts. At least I know they real. At least I know this is what a real breast look and feel like. No artificial fake. He might as well have a doll, blow up doll. What are y'all doing?
there was some people in the comments that wanted to know more. BBL stink, do you hear me? And it's not coming from the vagina or the beehole. It's coming from the incisions that they cut to inject the fluid and the fat in your butt, okay? There's people in the comments saying, oh, you wasn't washing up right. Come on, let's be real. It's coming out of the incision. It fucking stink. I don't care what y'all say. It stink. And if it's not healing properly, and your body is rejecting it, the hole will remain open and the drainage will continue to come out and stink.
There you go.
Up your linen, stink up your underwear, stink up everything, okay?
Mm-hmm. Man. Oh, man. After a while, it won't be necessary to try to convince black men to avoid black women. It's not going to be necessary. Now, let's be honest. Let's have a moment of honesty here. Don't you think this would be traumatizing for a young black man if he were to date a woman with this type of thing going on with herself? Just think about a young black, maybe his first date. Maybe he was captivated by the BBL. Took her out, first date, and he has this aroma traveling through the air. He starts to get a whiff of this BBL leakage drainage. Okay? It would be you'd be looking out for that young man if you told him ahead of time, you better avoid those chicks. Don't you think that would be to his benefit? I'd rather somebody, hey, You better don't date her. Don't date her. Don't date her. And I just follow their instructions. Then for me to deal with something like this through experience. No, thank you. And I'm pointing this out because it don't matter who has the discussion. Whenever they talk about single black women, they always go back to blaming us somehow in some way, shape, form, or fashion. It always comes back to us. We're the reason. Something's wrong with us. We're dysfunctional, right? We're not as successful. And that's their main playing card, that we're not as educated. No, I don't care who you're talking to. We're not as educated. And the truth is that they're not as educated because they don't understand that it doesn't matter if you have more degrees. You don't make as much money as black men. So that has never been true. People, black women have never generated more money on average than black men. Not once in history, ever. Men in general are they're too hustler-like. Even on the street level. I'm talking even the Pookies and Ray Rays keep more money on average than black women. A lot of times you run across these dudes in the street, they got wads and wads of money. Regardless of how they got it, they got it and they're not in jail. So y'all cannot blame us for nothing. Nothing. When it comes to y'all being single, leave us out of it. We don't have nothing to do with that at all. Nothing at all. Okay? So this is a shame. We got to defend our image from now, both black men and black women. You got the Keishas out here attacking our image, dragging our image through the mud. And you got the Charleston Whites and Anton Daniels of the world dragging our image through the mud. I mean, again, could y'all please pump the brakes? Pump the brakes. Y'all dealing with self-hatred and you need therapy. Each and every one of you. That's the universal thing that y'all share. Whether it be these self-haters, and y'all self-haters is just killing y'all at this point. This is killing you. Self-hatred, whether it be in the women, whether it be in the men. That's what it's. Charleston White, I mean, and Anton Daniels. I just don't understand what type of mentality as a black man, as a man, period, you need to conduct yourself the way that they do. They don't even conduct themselves like white people, like the average white person. You can't have nothing but criticism for any group. You basically expose yourself when you do that. You telling the world that there's an agenda. Whether you being paid under the table or whether you an actual agent. And it's too late now. It's not like you can add balance now. And you already been exposed. Both of you already been exposed. But let me just say, man, I don't appreciate either one of you out here bumping your gums like this. Okay? I don't appreciate it. Now, listen to this.
BBL smell. Child, I was yesterday years old when I found out about it. And to be quite honest, I should.
You know what's crazy?
No. This video was uploaded 8 months ago. Long before this recent video. They've been talking about this for a while.
BBL smell. Child, I was yesterday years old when I found out about it. And to be quite honest, I should.
You know what's crazy? I told you guys that there was a nasty BBL smell, and y'all was like, no, Tay, you don't know. Y'all, one thing about me, when I talk about things, I will always do my research, so I'm not just bumping my gums, making up stuff. Y'all, if you don't clean yourself properly now, what makes you think when you get a big old butt with more crevices, more fat on it, that you're going to be able to take care of that? When I seen the video of men talking about women having back shot air, so when they're hitting it from the back, it smells.
Dude. Wow. This don't even seem real. This feel like we're in a movie, man. Now, if I'm not mistaken, BBLs can be cheap. That's why they go to Mexico so often. They go down there to get it done.
Ladies need to pay attention to your hygiene. It's really sad. This is why I advocate for going to the gym, eating healthy, eating clean, and showering twice a day.
Listen to her. Trying to speak against it, but still putting a stamp of approval on it. Oh, if you get it, just wash yourself. Are you crazy?
Vegas, Arizona, Texas, 3 times a day. I'm not trying to shame nobody whatsoever. But ladies, that hygiene is important. And if you can't take care of yourself, don't get...
Man, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I just don't understand the desperation to avoid looking like your natural self. I just don't get that. You know, there's some levels of self-hate that I just can't wrap my head around. Just like with Anton Daniels, Charleston White, the black male coons. I can't wrap my head around how they think. We have our issues with white supremacists, but at least those white supremacists got enough sense to side with their own, to not try to make life more dangerous for their own group. That's what these coons and sambos do. Self-hate is serious. Now, if Anton is Haitian, let's be honest. Quite often, these blacks in the diaspora carry a different type of self-hatred than black Americans. And that's just, it's a shame. It's a shame. Therapy is talked about a lot. But I think therapy is useless if you're not being seen by the proper therapist. A lot of these therapists are worthless. A lot of these head doctors are worthless. And you're really better off going to one of the elders in many cases. Yeah. She, that's a big part. 414 pointed out how she said that the BBL community told her that her boyfriend was hating on her by telling her that her behind stunk. That is another mentality I can't wrap my head around. Like, why would you reach that conclusion? That he's jealous of you? Jealous of the attention you getting from other men? We don't think like that. Y'all don't that's a big problem that black women have. And I'll say women in general, but black women, they have it worse. You don't understand how men think. And she was overweight before she got it. Why would you get a procedure, a surgery like that when you're already overweight? And if you saw it, man, I don't know if they show it here, but it looked bad. I don't think they did. They didn't show it. Or she didn't show it. But you might be able to look at it. Wait a minute.
No, my BBL been removed for the past 4 years. Only had it in for about a year until it was stinking so bad I couldn't take it no more. I don't know if y'all wanted me to get on here and say BBL smell good, but they fucking stink. Stay away from them.
Straight drop back, the best to do it. Damn, I did it. Damn right, I'm damn different. It's dog food, I whip up.
Like what? I don't care how fine, let's be honest, I don't care how fine a woman is. You got a BBL, it's a no-go. It is a no-go. You can imagine they all got some kind of strange smell.
I wasn't expecting my video to blow up like it did, but I have a lot of women angry with me. They are reporting me. They're commenting nasty things. I'm just about to delete everything and go about my business, because when I say this is crazy, it's like they removed the sound from my other video. I wasn't saying anything, but I guess I did not fit their narrative. They're not happy about my experience. That's pretty much what I was saying. They denied that. They said they're not putting my sound back up.
Okay.
So I'ma just... The crazy part is so many women pissed off at me. I don't even know who...
Be quiet. Look at this. I mean, this is not even attractive. This is an Instagram. I've seen these things before. Dude, I don't know if that's, I don't think that's her at all. That's not her. It's definitely not her. That's not even attractive. None of these BBLs are attractive. What in the world is wrong with the natural shape of a woman's behind? I mean, do you know how desperate you gotta be? How unwell you gotta be? Is that her? Now, she said that it looked deformed, so that might be her. She said herself that it looked, it was out of shape and deformed. Let me see here. Boy, this is... You can see she's all over the... Listen, don't be one of those guys who think this is a new thing. No, they been knew about this. Okay? Like, and you do a search, some of these videos are old videos like this. The BBL smell. Ugh. Now, I don't know, but I'm curious to know who leads in these procedures. Which group gets them most often? Okay, listen, and at this point, I hope it's not black women. Y'all don't need this to also be attached or a part of your reputation. Most definitely not. Now, if a man doesn't want a woman with a BBL, he's going to be called what? A sellout? A black man don't want no 300-pound woman, no woman with a orange wig or a wig period, wearing somebody else's hair. What is he? A coon? A sellout? Y'all don't know what coons and sellouts are, what they are, obviously. All this time that we've dealt with being demonized, black men, demonized, and we were primarily demonized under the assumption that we're deadbeats, men who don't like to take care of our kids. Men who run away from our responsibilities. But the truth is that all this time, it has been a black female problem. Back when black Americans were married at an 85-90% rate, they were married at that high rate because so many black men were proposing to black women. At the end of the day, if black men were proposing to black women the way we were back then, black women would be married at a high rate, even if those black women still had that high rate of divorce that they do. They would just be married at a high rate and have a high divorce rate. They'd be remarried over and over because black men would constantly propose to them. You see how that works? When you have something that men want, we try to acquire it. And if you're single at a very high rate, I mean, it's crazy. There's a combination of black men are not proposing to you. We're choosing to either stay single or marry out. And it has nothing to do with being a sellout. Nothing. That's for you, Umar. And the Umar types has nothing to do with being a sellout. Many of these black men are proud black men. And that's a big reason why they refuse to date black women. Because of the self-hatred that goes along with it. They can't tolerate it. A lot of it has to do with disappointment, shame, embarrassment, disgust. No matter what it is, you can't wag your finger at the men. Y'all got a whole slew of issues that need to be dealt with. Simple as that. Black men marry out more often than other groups of men, which proves that black men do like to be married. They do want to be married. Black men are married at a higher rate than black women, despite having fewer numbers. So you definitely can't say, oh, it's the men, they don't want to be married. Okay, so stop with the propaganda. Stop with the demonizing of black men. It's not working. And I'll land there.